It's Tottenham Blog, and to our second stream of the day. Today we're doing a watch-along for Arsenal against Leeds, and I think you can probably tell already which team I'm hoping will come out in this one. It's a huge game in the race for top four. I think as every game for the rest of the season will be, and with Tottenham picking up a point against Liverpool yesterday that perhaps we weren't expecting to pick up. I think this is going to be a huge game, and one that there's probably a bit more pressure on Arsenal than they were expecting going into this derby on Thursday. What we're going to do straight away is run through the lineups for this one. Let's look at the lineups for both teams. Arsenal starting in what I think will be a 4-2-3-1. I think this 4-3-3 is inaccurate. They're starting with Aaron Ramsdale in goal, a back four of Takahiro Tomiyasu, Rob Holding, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Cedric Suarez. I think it'll be two in midfield with Mohamed Elneny and Granit Xhaka. Then Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli behind Edward Nketiah, who is on flying form at the moment for Arsenal. Their bench consists of Leno, Tavares, Swanson, Aulad Mahand, hilarious, Lokonga, Patino, very weak bench up until you get to Smith Rowe, Nicola Pepe, and Alexander Lacazette. Leeds, I think that formation is wrong for them as well. I think this will be a 4-2-2 for Leeds. They're starting with Illan Meslier in goal, the goalkeeper with the highest save percentage in the Premier League this season. The back four of Luke Ayling, Diego Llorente, Robin Koch, and Junior Firpo. Jesse Marsh saying before this one that Liam Cooper is still feeling a bit of an injury in his knee, so that is a miss for Leeds, but still a fairly decent centre-back pairing there. It's going to be Matthias Klick and Calvin Phillips in midfield. Then it's a trio there, according to SofaScore, of Rafinha, Dan James, and Jack Harrison. And then up top, the youngster Joe Gelhardt, who will be looking to add to his Premier League goal tally today. I think Dan James will probably be playing a little closer to Gelhardt, maybe running off him in, like I said, a 4-2-2-2. On the bench for Leeds, they've got Klassen, Cresswell, Stroke, Hjelde, Bate, Shackleton, Gray, Greenwood, and Rodrigo. So looking at those two teams, definitely not a lot of strength on the bench. I think this is definitely a game that could be won with the players that are on the pitch. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat for that lineup. We got Ryan, Little Big Man says the GOAT is here. The GOAT is indeed here. You've just commented. Thanks a million for that, Ryan. Tuning in on Twitch as well. We're starting doing these streams on Twitch. If you're on over there, you want to follow me on Twitch as well, please do feel free to do that. I'm hoping to do a bit more content over there during the summer. We've got the regular says, come on Leeds. We've got Lil Baz and Cherno Ba in the live chat as well. Let me know your score predictions for this one in the live chat. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm confident that Arsenal will drop points. I think it's likely that they go out and win this game and perhaps win it comfortably, but Leeds on their day can really turn up and beat any team and can put in a performance against any team. So there is a bit of hope there that Leeds can pick something up and can take a couple of points off Arsenal if they can hold them to a draw. They're, of course, fighting their own relegation battle. And after the nightmare weekend they had last week where they lost to City and both Everton and Burnley picked up 3 points, the fact that Burnley lost yesterday to Aston Villa and Everton have a tough game at the King Power Stadium today could be the motivation that Leeds need to go out and pick up a couple of points, pick up 3 points in a dream world and really set back Arsenal's top four hopes. We've got Alan Minnock, an Arsenal fan in here, says 2-1 to Arsenal. Thanks for tuning in, Alan. William Pretty says 2-0 to Leeds. Lane Lee says 3-1 Leeds. They will be on it today. And as Jack says, Leeds need a win as well. They absolutely do. I'm loving the confidence. Two predictions for a Leeds victory is certainly more than I was expecting for this one. But look, Arsenal are on, of course, they're on fantastic form. Taking out the 3 games that they lost to Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Southampton, I think those games were the outliers within their form rather than, say, the victories against Chelsea and Manchester United, for example. They're playing some really good football. Mikel Arteta signing that new contract as well is going to be a big boost for them, and it could work out that it happens often where someone signs a new contract and the form drops, whether it's a manager or a player in his individual form. It can work against them and the form can drop. I don't think it will. I think Arsenal will be on it today, and I'm concerned, of course, because I'd like to see them drop some points. Lane says it's just hope, Matty. To be honest, Jack says, why are you wearing a Leeds shirt? Just look. If we're going to be a Leeds fan for the day, we might as well do it properly. A friend of mine is a Leeds fan, so I just borrowed this off him. It's anything to show how much I despise Arsenal is what we're going for here. Martin says, Dan James masterclass income, and I certainly hope there is. Ryan says, anything that'll help us win on Monday against Arsenal. Look, that for me is the toughest game for Arsenal for the rest of the season. That trip to Newcastle next Monday, and I was talking about it briefly on my stream earlier, where Newcastle playing today against Man City have an 8-day rest before that game, but Arsenal, of course, go to the Spurs Stadium 4 days before that one. So that Arsenal could be tired, Newcastle could be on it, ready to go. And Ryan, is that your last home game of the season? Because if it is, that's more reason for the crowd to get behind the team and for Newcastle to put in a proper performance. That party atmosphere that has been there for the last couple of weeks, I think that Newcastle game is the biggest banana skin for Arsenal for the rest of this season. The regular says either 2-1 Leeds or 2-2. William says Leeds will go at Arsenal because they're in the relegation battle. Absolutely, they really do need to get something out of this one. Leighton Lee says Harrison brace. Look, whoever scores, whether it's Elan Meslier with a hat-trick or a hat-trick of own goals from whoever, I'm hoping Leeds can get a few. Alan says, how were your experience with the game last weekend? Oh, the game was absolutely crazy, and people who get to watch their team live on a regular basis probably won't really understand the excitement and the joy and the feeling of getting up to that stadium and walking out into the stands for the first time. It was absolutely incredible, and it's an experience that I can't wait to have again. I'll be going back there hopefully early on next season to get back to that ground. It's an absolutely monstrous stadium. It is kind of weird to think that belongs to Tottenham Hotspur. That is Spurs, but it certainly is, and I'm definitely going to enjoy it as much as I can. Ryan says it is their last home game of the season. So look, I think you could get something from that, Ryan. I think you could. William says Rafinha will get 2, and Laney says exactly, we don't care who scores. Alan says, but we could have 4-1 by Newcastle game. Look, absolutely. If Arsenal win this game and win against us on Thursday, that's top 4 wrapped up. I don't think you're going to do that. I'm confident that Spurs can get the result on Thursday, especially with the performance we put in last night. We need to build on that, and I certainly think we can and we will. So I'm fairly confident for that game. That is game over, and that Newcastle game could effectively be a dead rubber game. So let's hope it doesn't get to that. Let's hope it does not get to that. Ryan says we seemed to have turned St. James into a fortress, so I guess the fans can even the odds or maybe even turn it into Newcastle favourite. Absolutely, it's not easy going to Newcastle at the best of times when the fans are behind the team like they are, when the players are playing as good as they are. Bruno fit and firing. I think Alan St. Maximan, with the media storm that was around him this week of those comments he apparently made, I think he'd be looking for a reaction to that. And Chris Wood, didn't he get his first home goal there last week? The week before, he'll be looking to get another few before the season's out. So that crowd behind a team like that, absolutely massive. Igor says Xhaka red, let's go. It's probably inevitable. It is probably inevitable. Darksung G with the super chat to 2001. Thank you so much for that, Darksung G. I really do appreciate it. Says, how did you enjoy the Liverpool draw? I enjoyed it. I did not enjoy a single second of that game while it was on. That is the simple fact of the matter. It was extremely stressful, and there was always that feeling that Liverpool were going to grab a late winner. That corner they got just before the referee blew the full-time whistle, it did really feel as though they would go and grab that second goal. But Bobby Firmino not being on the pitch was a massive boost for us, you have to say. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I in hindsight, it was an enjoyable game, but in the moment, it's impossible for me to enjoy something like that. The Spurs fan says, Maddie Hayes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. How long have I been blogging for Tottenham? I started this channel. We're coming up to 3 years on the channel, actually, which is crazy for me to think about. It was the week before the Champions League final is when I when I did my first video, a preview for that game. So we're coming up to 3 years, which is absolutely mad. Let's hope there's many more years to come for sure. But I am hopeful that this summer will be the biggest summer on the channel so far. Come on, Leeds. We'll smash Arsenal on Thursday. I hope you're right. Spurs for 4th. Let's do this. Well, they're showing up the lineups here. Sky is well going with a 4-2-3-1 for Arsenal, like I suggested, with Martin Odegaard perhaps a little further advanced than Xhaka and El Neni, who's actually come into the team and done quite well since getting into that starting 11. Again, not the strongest of benches for Arsenal, but with Smith Rowe and Lacazette on there, they could come on and change the game at any moment. Spurs fans says, love the top, my man. Alan says, well, fair play, mate. I love watching random fan channels. I love it as well. I love the support from opposition fans as well. It's great that it's not just Spurs fans in here, especially for streams like this when we're watching your own team. So I appreciate you tuning in, Alan, and I appreciate all the support. John Fitzpatrick says, big up, Leeds. Get all 3 points today. They're fighting for their lives. They absolutely are. Look, I should be working for Sky because they've gone with a 4-2-2-2 for Leeds as well, with Joe Gelhardt up top with Dan James. They got 4-4-2, but I think Harrison and Rafinha will be a little bit more advanced than Click and Phillips in the middle of the park. Of course, a few players here that Tottenham are apparently interested in with Calvin Phillips last season and Jack Harrison his name popping up in the rumour mill a bit at the start of this season as well. Now I'm actually going to plug out my headphones from this and put it into my laptop so I can listen to the commentary on this game. If that's changed the audio in any way, please do let me know. Let's do this. Alan Smith on comms. Maybe I'll take it out. No, we'll listen to it. Jack says, if we get Europa, it's got to be our time to win it. And look, we felt the same with the Conference League last season, and we've definitely said this a lot as Spurs fans before, but it feels different this time. It does feel different with Antonio Conte. Now, Conte typically doesn't do much about European football. It could be a little bit different when he's not going to be competing for a league title with Tottenham. I think when you're Chelsea fighting for the title or Juventus or Inter Milan, it's easy to throw European football to the wayside a little bit. But for Spurs, when that's just not an option, especially with the strength of the top two in Manchester City and Leeds at the moment, I think it can be a little bit different. We're getting ready to kick off here. Leeds kicking from right to left, and there's a decent atmosphere at the Emirates, which doesn't happen too often, but let's hope Leeds can come and spoil the party in this one, because like I said, it'll be absolutely massive for and Spurs get a result against Arsenal on Thursday. That'll be absolutely huge. Now, I apologise if the connection is a bit dodgy here. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I'm looking to try and fix that as we're live, as all the players take a knee, which as always is good to see. And we are underway, kicking off the game, playing from left in a kit of a fairly similar colour to this one that I have. So this is I think it's like a 2014 or 2016 championship kit. It could be a type of kit that Leeds are wearing again next season, but let's hope not. 3 points today will give them a massive boost in their survival hopes. Christopher says, hello Matty, how are you today? I'm absolutely fantastic, Christopher. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well as well. Kind of starting to get the positivity from that result last night after what was an initial frustration that we didn't get the 3 points with a very lucky Liverpool goal, and then that opportunity that was missed later on in the game by Højbjerg trying to head it down to Kane as well. An earlier error there from Gabriel as he tries to ping the ball out to Tomiyasu, but it runs out for a throw-in. Going to be taken by Junior Firpo, who really has not had a great season for Leeds. I thought it was a great signing when they got him in from Barcelona, but they really haven't been. He hasn't been the player that they needed there to replace Ezian Alioski, who of course left at the end of last season. It was a bit of a surprise to me that Alioski moved on, but I think Leeds have certainly been unlucky that they haven't been able to replace him properly. It's Luke Ayling pressing here on Gabriel, but he gets the ball out to Tomiyasu, who's actually playing on the left, so it'll be Cedric Suarez at right back and Tomiyasu out on the left for Arsenal as he's fouled there by Rafinha. It's an early free kick here for Arsenal back on their own half. Jack says, let's be real, we're not going to be going for the title next season, are we? So we need to go for Europa. Exactly as I was saying, that title isn't an option, so we might as well focus on the whatever European competition we're in. A long ball there to put Saka in down the right hand side, and it's a foul given there against Junior Firpo. I'm not quite sure why it's been given. I think Saka went to ground very easily there, but it's a free kick here on the right flank for Arsenal, and a good early chance to get the ball in the box and test that Leeds back line. Christopher says, yeah, good. Still baffled how Fabinho wasn't sent off at any point that game, and Liverpool fans complain about Kane in the home game. I don't know how Fabinho wasn't booked up until the 79th minute. He committed 3 or 4 tactical fouls in the first half alone, all of which you could make an argument for a yellow card, but he didn't get it, and then he goes in and elbows Son in the face, and it wasn't even checked. Now, I personally don't think that elbow should have been a red card on its own, but the fact that he wasn't booked up until that point is just awful refereeing. And look, the referee made some decisions that helped us out as well. I'm not saying it was a biased referee performance in favour of Liverpool. He made some bad calls in our favour as well. But chance here, Odegaard puts the ball in the box. I'm not quite sure who got their head in it, but it's gone behind. I think it's going to be a corner here. Apparently Melié's kept that in. It didn't look like he did, but he rolls it out quickly to Luke Ayling on the right-hand side, and Leeds potentially looking for a counter, but Arsenal have got back into shape very quickly and very well, and Ayling is forced back to Robin Koch, and Leeds will try to build from the back now. Looks like any chance of a stopwatch so we can sync the stream. I can't put a stopwatch on this, but I can tell you we're just coming up to the 3rd minute. So we're at 3 minutes now, 3:01, 3:02, 3:03, 3:04. Hopefully you can sync up with that. Jeffrey says, dude, you actually have a Leeds jersey on. Like I said, Jeffrey, we got to show the hatred for Arsenal in whatever way we can. And with how important these games are, I'm going all out supporting these teams, and I won't have any other jerseys on. Rafinha here past Tomiyasu. Oh, but Gabriel shields it back to Aaron Ramsdale quite well. It's just showing the hatred of Arsenal. That's all. We're all Leeds today, so we might as well enjoy it. Where says Matty, you sure have the guts to watch this kind of game. Look, I don't get to watch many Arsenal games or any Leeds games, any not Spurs really, with work and stuff like that. So I'm watching every second of every game this weekend. I thought I might as well hop on and do a watch along for it. But chance there for Rafinha getting down that right hand side. He definitely had Tomiyasu for pace, and with Rafinha had a few games at right wing back for Leeds recently. It'll be nice and freeing for him to be in more of a forward position for them again today and try and hurt Tomiyasu, who has missed a lot of the last couple of months with injury, so he's certainly not at peak match sharpness. So let's hope Rafinha can hurt him down there a little bit. But here's Bukayo Saka for Arsenal. Cedric back to Holding, who's I didn't actually even notice. It didn't that Ben White isn't playing. I didn't even think of that. He's such a pointless and worthless player that I didn't even realise he wasn't in that team. Is he out injured? He's not playing, is he? No, Holding and Gabriel at centre back, and he's not even on the bench. So is White injured? I know, Alan, you might know if he's injured or suspended or what. Flash says, do you think Son is injured? Was holding his shoulder a lot during the interview. Oh, it's a goal for Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah has given Arsenal the lead. The ball is played back to Illan Meslier. He took way too long on the ball, and Nketiah got the tackle in there, or he blocked the clearance, but it's a goal for Arsenal, and it's an absolute gift. An absolute gift from Illan Meslier. And for a team who are fighting relegation, that is the last thing that they need, the last thing that they want to see. And that's really poor. That is really, really poor from Illan Meslier. As Alpha says, smash the like if you hate Woolwich. Spurs fans saying smash the like, folks. Yeah, that's it's a really poor touch from Illan Meslier when the pass comes back to him. It's Luke Ayling. It's a decent ball back to the keeper. It's reached him. He needs to just send that first time. Takes a poor touch on his left foot, and Eddie Nketiah is in there to make an easy tackle on him. That's the easiest goal, Eddie Nketiah. Well, it's good pressing from him, but once he gets there, that's the easiest goal he'll score all season. Absolute gift. Absolute gift. As I was saying there, he had a moment when he went down. Was he holding his shoulder at one point? I think he was down a couple of times. I think Liverpool really targeted him in that game yesterday. Excuse me. I don't know if he's injured though. I don't know if he's injured at all. Another chance here, but Meslier comes out and claims the ball well, but disastrous start. And that'll have Arsenal, if they needed any bit of momentum or anything like that, they've certainly got it now. Yeah, Leeds, you got to give yourself a chance. Rookie, typical, pathetic. Yeah, that is really poor. Christopher says Everton are one up as well. Leeds probably will be the third team relegated at this point. So Everton have taken the lead. Mikalenko has scored the opening goal after 6 minutes at the King Power Stadium. So Leeds need something out of this game more than they'd realised. As Saka tackles Jack Harrison, and it's out for a throw-in for Arsenal here on the right-hand side. I think it's safe to say if this becomes comfortable for Arsenal early on, I think we might end the stream. But look, let's hope Leeds can't turn this around. Here's Bukayo Saka, hits it from range. It's blocked by Llorente, and Leeds in comfortable possession. Now back to Meslier again, and he's getting rid of that first time out to Luke Ayling. He's trying to build from the back, but it's good press from Arsenal. Long ball from Koch, and it's straight back to Elneny. And they're showing the table at the moment. Leeds currently in the relegation zone on goal difference. Burnley just ahead of them in 17th, and Everton pushed right up to 16th with what will be a very important 3 points. That ball down the line looking for Firpo, but Holding comes across and covers well and gets it back to Aaron Ramsdale. And Arsenal going to play it out from the back now as well. As Jack says, that is ridiculous. What a goal to concede. Very, very poor start. Very poor start by Leeds. We thought they'd do us a favour, but apparently not. Apparently not. Long ball there by Aaron Ramsdale, flicked on by Saka, and it's out for a throw. Ryan says, just want Everton to get relegated. You know, out of the three teams that are down there, between Everton, Leeds and Burnley, I'd like to see Everton go down as well, because it's just something, when a big team like that goes down, it's kind of hard not to enjoy it, of course, except when it's your own club. But Everton have invested so much money, 500-600 million into that team in the last decade, and it's all gone horribly wrong. Their managerial choices are absolutely poor. They're such a poor run club, but they're a big club, and I think it'll be interesting to see them down in the Championship. I have a soft spot for Leeds and Burnley. I think you need a Burnley. The way I said, you need a Burnley or a Stoke in the Premier League. As much as we hate to see it, hate to play them, I think you need one of them in the league. And it's not going to be Stoke, so let's keep Burnley. Darren's is brave to sit in the dirty Leeds top. Don't think I could do it. Like I said, we just got to show the hatred for Arsenal in whatever way we can. And let's admit, the 105 of us in here right now, we're all Leeds today. So let's enjoy it while we're doing it. Here's Saka on the right hand side. Dispossessed there by Jack Harrison, who fires it straight back to Arsenal. But it's like Gelhardt got a toe in there. It's out for a throw-in for the home side. There's not really been much to shout about for Leeds so far. Not much possession in the advanced half, and of course that ridiculous goal that they've conceded. For anyone who missed it, Illan Meslier was tackled on his goal line by Eddie Nketiah to allow Arsenal to take the lead after just 5 minutes. Cedric Soares here forced backwards to Rob Holding. Across to Gabrielis in the halfway line with everyone in the Leeds half. Here's Granit Xhaka at the left to Tomiyasu. Flicks the ball into Martinelli. It's back to Tomiyasu. Here's Nketiah. It's a good play by Arsenal. Have recovered back into shape. Well, Ryan says, the whole thing about Everton being the biggest club to go down is ridiculous. Chance here, Arsenal. Martinelli into Nketiah, and it's 2-0. It's 2-0 to Arsenal already. I feel like the streak may not be lasting much longer. Just as we were hoping for a favour from Leeds. Eddie Nketiah, the former Leeds man, twice in 10 minutes. It's a well-worked goal, to be fair. It is a well-worked goal. But way too easy to be opened up there down the left-hand side. Granit Xhaka played it out to Martinelli, and he's just run in behind three players. No one closing him down. Cuts it back to Nketiah, unmarked in the penalty spot, and he puts it in the bottom corner. Why are Leeds so rubbish? I wish I knew. Game over, says the Spurs fan. Yeah, that's extremely frustrating. I'm not going to lie. That is extremely frustrating. You're hoping that Leeds, with the points dropped by Burnley yesterday after the nightmare weekend they had last week. Look, I'm sure they don't know that Everton are winning at the King Power, but you would have hoped for a bit of a reaction, a bit of fight from them. But I'm glad I'm not a Leeds fan. I'll say that. DDMK says I'm out. This is depressing. You know what? I think I won't be too far behind you, to be honest. Rafinha here back to Koch and Llorente. Look, let's hope Leeds can get back into this. We wouldn't have thought when Chelsea were 2-0 up against Wolves yesterday that game would finish 2-2. So it's not over yet. There's still a long way to go. A long way to go in this one, but it's kind of hard to expect anything to turn around here. That's a poor ball to Luke Ayling. Rafinha there clattered by Tomiyasu to get Leeds out of a bit of a pickle after a poor pass from Llorente. This has been absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling from Leeds in the opening minutes here. Now taking a short. Back to Illan Meslier. Daryl says, one thing I learned over the years, you can only rely on what you do. Absolutely. Look, if we don't get top four, it's not because Leeds are playing poor today. It's not because United and Chelsea rolled over for Arsenal. It's because we dropped points against Brighton and against Brentford, points that we really shouldn't have dropped. And looking at the fact that we picked up a point yesterday, another goal here, Leicester have equalised. So Patson Daka has drawn Leicester level at the King Power after 11 minutes. So it's 1-1 in that game, as Mark says there. But yeah, with that point we picked up yesterday, that late goal from Leandro Trossard could cost us top four. If we had beaten Arsenal, if we got a point against Brighton, got a point against Liverpool, and beaten Arsenal, we're level on points, our goal difference is better. That late goal by Trossard could be what cost us top four. In no scenario is it Arsenal's results or other teams not doing well against them. It's our own fault. West Ham have taken the lead at Carrow Road as well. I haven't seen the score on that one just yet. Paul says, in fairness, up the Gunners. Nah. Good to see you though, Paul. I hope you're keeping well. It's another chance here for Arsenal. It's given away. Odegaard threads it through towards Martinelli. Luke Ayling and Koch got in each other's way, but very lucky, to be honest, to get the ball off Martinelli there. It wasn't convincing defending at all. That's so poor. It's Rafinha. It's an easy ball into Mateus Click, and I still think Click could stick a leg out and intercept that one, to be honest, but absolutely nothing there. But here come Arsenal again. Here's Bukayo Saka. Cedric Suarez on the outside. Cedric squares it, and it's cleared away by Diego Llorente, and it's out for a corner here. Lucas says, this looks like corruption. Leeds actually turning over. It's not the first time teams have done that for Arsenal. Toss is way still on. To be honest, I don't think I'll be here much longer. I don't think I'll be... Oh, I forgot to update the banner. Apologies. There we go. Yeah, apologies. I forgot to update that. But yeah, corner here for Arsenal. I think if anything comes from this, I think we'll be ending the stream, to be perfectly honest. Skimia says, I'm not a Leeds supporter, but Leeds fans deserve better than this. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think every fan base deserves better than this. Saka with the cross headed away at the front post by Robin Koch. Zane Miasi comes in with the super sticker. Thanks very much for that, Zane. Game over, he says. Yeah, look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But thanks for tuning in, Zane. I know you're an Arsenal fan, so I appreciate you coming down to the Spurs channel. Yeah, I think I do agree with you saying that this is probably game over. I think Leeds' only hope was a solid defensive performance and maybe nicking one on the counter attack. But for Leeds to score two, I think is a very, very big ask. Faz says at this rate Arsenal will close the gap on goal difference, and to be honest, that's also a concern. Welsh Gal says we've seen Leeds come back against the odds before. Come on, Leeds, don't roll over. And Weirsley says Jesse Marsh looks very frustrated. Yeah, it's been a nightmare start, an absolute nightmare start for Leeds and for Spurs. And that's a poor ball running out for the goal kick, and Llorente decides to ping it out for a throw in. And the onslaught from Arsenal will continue. This whole 15 minutes has been played outside Leeds' box. They try to get out here. Dan James into Gelhardt. Back to Calvin Phillips out the left here to Jack Harrison. And it's out for a throw. This is abysmal from Leeds. Absolutely abysmal. There's no cohesion. There's no chemistry. There's no ability to keep the ball. They haven't strung 2 or 3 passes together. As James says, you may as well end the stream. I can't see anything changing here. I can't see anything turning around in this game. But... look, we'll see where it goes. And Ketia leaving Gabriel a bit short there, but Gabriel managed to get a foot in before Dan James cocked back to Meslier. And again, he's not taking any risks now. He's absolutely fired that one forward. Tomiyasu will head it back towards the Leeds defence, and a bit of possession here for Leeds. Just keep the ball, keep it down, give yourself a few minutes to relax and try and get back into this game. Koch fires it out to Firpo and nearly left him short, and that one could have been out for a throw-in. But Darren says Everton are worse than Leeds. To be honest, I don't think there's anyone worse than Leeds here. It's a rash challenge by Gabriel, taking down Dan James, just broken past him. And it's the first yellow card of the game for Gabriel. Maybe a bit harsh. I think Gabriel seemed fairly certain that he hadn't got Dan James there, and the Welshman had taken to the ground fairly softly. But we'll see here in the replay. Not a very good replay there. I can't quite see. He seems fairly sure that he shouldn't have got that yellow. Leeds are useless, says Arjun. Can't disagree with you on that one. I've got another Arsenal fan in here. Luke, thanks for tuning in. Lane says we just have to smash Arsenal on Thursday. We do, especially if this gets any worse. And the confidence that this will give Arsenal, if they can put 4, 5, 6 past Leeds, is going to be even worse for us. But Thursday is shaping up to be an absolutely incredible game of football. It really is. A win for us is crucial to get back within a point of Arsenal. Again, assuming they hold on to this. It was Saeed Benrahma, by the way, who gave West Ham the lead at Carrow Road. So yeah, as it stands, we're 4 points behind Arsenal. A win on Thursday, and then Newcastle to take a point against Arsenal next week is the hope that we have at the moment. And look, again, we'd all identified this as a game that Arsenal would have won. You know, I don't think any of us were expecting Leeds to come here and get a point or get 3 points. So it's not the worst thing in the world if Arsenal do win this one. I think the game next week is the one that realistically they could drop points. So I'm still looking towards that one, but disappointed that they haven't had any bit of a challenge in this one. 10 minutes in, and Nketiah scored twice. The first one, like I said, an absolute gift at Meslier being tackled on his goal line. But here come Arsenal again as Elneny spreads it out left. It's a very good ball out to Gabriel Martinelli. Takes it down well. He's shaping up here against Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling with a bit of a barge, able to hold Martinelli up well. And that was good defending by Ayling. Rafinha kicking him. He's going to give away a free kick. Martinelli back post, and Nketiah just missed that one at the back stick. That could have been 3, and that could have been game if it's not already. THFC fanboy says Leeds really aren't doing us or themselves any favours. They certainly aren't. They really, really aren't. Island Life says Thursday game will make a difference. It will, and momentum is a massive thing. I said when we were on that fantastic run of 5, 6, 7 wins in a row, that the momentum either came at the right time or just a little bit too early, and ultimately it proved that it did come too early, but there's nothing to suggest that the momentum can't swing again. And I think if we could beat Arsenal on Thursday, that momentum will swing massively, and they realise we're right in their tails, and there's a lot that they have to prove before the end of the season to get into that top four. Paul says Everton are not worse than Leeds. No chance. I would have to agree on that. Island Life as well says Leeds just playing awful right now. They really are. And as Melton says, Leeds may be breaking forward here. No, Holy managed to hook that one away. Here's Tomiyasu under pressure and he just fires it forward, not taking any risks. We always have to rely on others, says it all. And look, it's the way it always is when we get into a position where we're in control, our own destiny is in our own hands. That's when we then lose to Brighton and draw at Brentford. It's always been that way with Spurs, as long as I've supported them at least. So we do rely on others a lot more than we should, but it's only our own fault. It's only our own fault, and that's another poor ball. And every time Leeds pass the ball into the middle of the park, it's loose. It's either overhit or underhit, and Arsenal with that press are looking to intercept them. All of those passes, and ultimately that's where they can really hurt Leeds, and that's where this game could be taken away from Leeds before they even know it. Again, if it hasn't already. But here's Click spreading it out right to Rafinha. Tomiyasu comes to face him up. Rafinha back in onto his left foot, whips it into the box. It's an overhit cross, and Jack Harrison coming in at the back post tries to get there, but it's just a yard ahead of him, and there's not much he could have done about that one. He's in really unmarked there. Cedric never looked over his shoulder to see Harrison. He's following that run of Firpo. A better ball there from Rafinha, and it's a great chance for Leeds to get one and get back into this game, but just not the right ball from him, unfortunately. Laney says, exactly, I'm happy with fifth if it goes that way. Fourth is a bonus. Like you said, Matt, it's our own doing, nothing to do with other teams. And look, I think if we do finish fifth, it'll be a very similar mindset to that game yesterday, and that going into it, we would have taken a draw, but on the back of it, because we had great chances to get more out of it, and we didn't. It is frustrating. So it's the same with the league. I think at the start of the season, especially when Nuno had been sacked, we all would have taken fourth or fifth place in a heartbeat. But given that for a couple of weeks it was in our control to get fourth position, and we ultimately messed it up, fifth will seem like a disappointment, and it will be a disappointment. But it's progress on last season on finishing seventh, and that's something. It's something, but it's a poor ball by Dan James looking for Jaffe Geltart. And Leeds just really, really can't do anything here. Mohit says, I hope Leeds get relegated. Joke team. And Lee says, Everton will be fighting for their lives. They can pull off the W. There's nothing to say that Everton can't get the win today. I agree with you. They've won the big games lately. They've beaten Chelsea. They've beaten Manchester United. And they're hitting a bit of form. And it's come at the right time for them. And ultimately, I do think it will be what will keep them up in the league this season. I think we're currently watching the team that will get relegated. And that probably includes a defeat today as Ramsdale plays it into Nketiah. And Lenny, really, really confident play there from Arsenal to get it out from the back. And Xhaka spreads it to Cedric Suarez. Martin Odegaard into Mohamed El Neni. And Leeds are pressing high here, to be fair. They're 4, 5, 6 players committed to the press as Calvin Phillips, Matthias Click is the furthest man forward there. But all it takes is one ball from Arsenal to get in behind them. And that could be the ball, but Martinelli just having to take the touch back. He's been chased here by Luke Ayling. That's good harrying from the right back to send Martinelli all the way back to his centre back. Both refs given a free kick for some reason. Paul says Leeds are looking relegation fodder. They certainly are. I think it's been like that for a while, but I think the hope was that the teams below them wouldn't be able to pick up enough points to drop them into that relegation zone. But Burnley, with that form after sacking Sean Dyche, here's the Bukayo Saka, pulls it back towards Odegaard. It's a good touch by Odegaard. Puts it across the face of goal, half cleared. Cedric Suarez, and he sliced that one. But every time Arsenal go forward, they're opening up Leeds as if it's absolutely nothing. That Leeds defence cannot handle with the interplay from Saka, from Odegaard, from Nketiah. That's an easy ball in behind Junior Firpo to start that attack, and there's no one tracking the run of Odegaard into the box. Easy touch past Llorente, and if that pass is better from Odegaard, it's 3-0. I think Nketiah is just a little bit static in the edge of the 6-yard box, and there's no one making that gamble to the back post. But every time Arsenal go forward, they could score because this Leeds defence is so disjointed. It's just not good enough. It really isn't good enough. And the weirdest thing is, for me, the quality of those players in that defence is good enough. Junior Firpo, he was at Barcelona for a reason. Llorente and Koch, I think, were two brilliant signings when they came in. They've had their injury issues, but have been good additions to this Leeds squad. And Luke Ayling was one of the best right backs in the league last season, statistically at least. It's just not happening for them this season, and I can't figure out why. I really cannot figure out why. Govan says Leeds deserve to go down. I'm sorry, but a goal difference of -36. Get out of here. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse today, I would imagine. Andy says we're losing in the first 10 minutes. What a joke. I'm glad Leicester equalised at Everton. Look, Andy, as a Leeds fan, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, I agree. It's been a shocking start from Leeds. And I think the only reason it is only 2-0 is Arsenal have kind of taken the foot off the gas a little bit because, again, they know the two big games coming up in the next 8 days. So they don't really have to go all out here. But here is Granit Xhaka, Martin Odegaard, Saka. Oh, that was a good chance from Saka, but it's gone straight into Illan Meslier, who hasn't been able to catch it. But if Saka starts that when he's on the right-hand side, and I think he tries to curl it in the far corner, but he doesn't set it out wide enough, and it just hits Meslier in the chest. But again, way too easy. Just one little backheel flick from Martin Odegaard, and the whole box was opened up. Saka will be disappointed with that finish. Lee says, with us drawing with Liverpool and basically taking the title from them, Everton must pay us back by beating Arsenal. Exactly. That's what we need to do. Oh, that's a strong challenge from Luke Ayling. What colour is the card going to be? What colour is the card? He has both of them out. It's yellow for Luke Ayling. That is potentially a massive let-off. He's got in really, really strong there. And straight away, you can see the reaction from the players. It's a pointless challenge as well. It's down right by the corner flag. And Gabriel Martinelli has the ball on the byline. Ayling, he's in trouble. Ayling could be gone here. He's off the ground, stud showing, 2 feet off the ground. Luke Ayling could be in big trouble here. I think this one will be referred to VAR. And if he goes, I think I'm going to go too, because, that's a poor challenge by Ayling. He's completely out of control. Yeah, I think Ayling's gone. Yeah, Ayling's going to go here. So the game is stopped here. The VAR has told the referee to delay the game. And again, if he gets sent off, the stream is ending because I'm not watching any more of this game. If Leeds go down to 10 men. The referee there just having a word in the ear of Cedric Suarez. Yeah, Ayling's got to go for that. As Robert Hughes says, that's a red, studs up. It's so poor. The referee's blowing the whistle here. He's gone over to the monitor, and we know what happens when they go to the monitor. It's so poor from Leeds. Such a huge fixture. And for Meslier to be tackled on his own goal line within 5 minutes, to go 2-0 down from poor defending, and for Luke Ayling, such an experienced player, the captain of the football club, to dive into a challenge like that, completely pointless, right on the corner flag. Martinelli's gone absolutely nowhere. He's lost control of the football. That is absolutely pathetic from Luke Ayling. Absolutely pathetic. And he's going to get sent off here. Leeds are down to 10 men. And this could be a cricket score. This could be a cricket score for Arsenal. Chris Kavanagh's over at the monitor, and that angle is damning. You only need that angle. You only need to see it once. If Martinelli's leg is planted there, his ankle, his leg could easily be broken. Yeah, I don't think the referee should be taking this long to look at that. Just seeing another angle here. Yeah, no, Ailey's got to go for that. It's not been given yet, Govan, but the ref is leaving the monitor here. Let's see what the decision is. Yeah, he blows the whistle, fair, and Luke Ayling is about to be sent off. Rafinha has been booked for trying to get the referee to stop changing his decision, and he needs to stop as well, because if he keeps going, he could be in trouble. Jack Harrison is pulling him away from the referee, but Leeds are absolutely imploding. No yellow card, and it's a red card for Luke Ayling. Leeds down to 10 men with Arsenal 2-0 up. Oh, I think we'll wrap it up there because it's going to be a cricket score. And Rafinha is still screaming at the referee. He's still going. He could find himself booked again. It's Llorente is trying to pull him away from the referee, and absolute capitulation. Absolute capitulation. He's right to be sent off. It's a Leeds red card. It's Luke Ayling. And Jesse Marsh now bringing on Pascal Stroke to try and sort out this defence. I assume it'll be Dan James that'll be sacrificed. But Rafinha needs to calm down as well. He's lost his mind. He could be sent off as well. But yeah, Govan, this could be a cricket score. I think it is going to be a cricket score, and it's not one that